Okay, cool guys. For this topic, we're going to be talking about grey water and black water and water harvesting, and this is one of my favorite topics. I get super excited thinking about just reusing water and how we can reuse precious resources of this planet. And there's lots of different ways of doing it. There's lots of different ways of harnessing water and of saving water, but let's start with the fundamentals. And there's two differences in wastewater. So you have your black water, which is from toilets, which is sewage, which is very, very expensive to clean. It is costs a lot of money, and there's a lot of things you have to test for, like E. coli, and you need to make sure that all the levels are right before redistributing it back to the system. Then you've got grey water, which is a bit easier to handle, which is like your showers, your basins, just a discharge from somewhere, a sink in a bar area or whatever. So you've got black water and grey water. Then we've also got rainwater, which I drew in the other diagram, which you get rainwater that comes from the roof or stormwater system, and then you pick that up and you redistribute it into the system. So there's a couple of things that we do, and there's a couple of systems that you can use, but again, the fundamentals stay the same. You need to get the water from somewhere, you need to clean it, make sure it's ready for use, and redistribute it. When we redistribute the water, we either pumping it back for human use, for human consumption, and then your water needs to be tested, it needs to be verified, it needs to be tested on a weekly or bi-weekly or a monthly basis, depending on the usage and depending on what the client wants. And if you're reusing the water, you need to make sure that it is safe for human consumption. If you're going to be using it for like irrigation or filling up a swimming pool, there are certain things, because you don't want to be pumping back sediment or sand or something like that into your irrigation system, because you'll block up the nozzles. Same with your pool, you'll block up the filters and all of that. But you should be, the testing is not as stringent, because somebody's not going to die from it. So just understand that there are laws and regulations to that, and when you're pumping back into the grid or pumping back into a home, just be aware of that. But I'm going to just give you a brief design and a brief way of how we reuse grey water and wastewater and rainwater. Black water works in the same way, but it just costs a lot more to clean. And so your black water, your sewage, what happens is when you flush, it goes to the municipality, it goes to cleaning stations throughout the city, and then that gets cleaned, gets processed, gets tested, and then it gets pumped back to your taps. And so that's where our drinking water comes from, and then it gets topped up with rainwater and storm water, and there's a huge series of and network of piping throughout the city. It all goes to a cleaning area, gets cleaned and pumped back to us. But what I'm going to draw for us is a smaller, just home system of how grey water and rainwater gets collected. So basically, we've got our house. We have our bath. Upstairs we've got another bath and kitchen sink. And this will go to our waste pipes. Now these pipes are not connected to the toilet, because otherwise we would be dumping wastewater, we would be dumping black water into our tank, and if we're not cleaning black water, we are going to be pumping that back into our system, and we don't want that. So these are wastewater pipes. These are the basin, the bath, the shower, and we're reusing that water. So this will come out, it will go through, it will be collected in our tank, and on the outlet of that tank we have a pump. We also have a filter. And from that filter we send it to irrigation, or pool, or back to the house. And so we are taking this water that gets flushed down into a tank, collects here, and then gets filtered and comes back into the house or sent to the irrigation system. That is a simple way to reuse water and to save water. Some people just put a JoJo tank at the bottom of their driveway or at the bottom of their garden, and they collect water like that. What we have in the same system, you can take your gutter and run a pipe and dump it in to the tank as well. You've got gutters all around the house, and what some people do is they take all their gutters and they collect that, dump it into the tanks, and pump that to the irrigation as well. Got to be careful for leaves and things that get into the system, but you're saving water, you're catching water, you're reusing the water. It does have a bit of maintenance and pumps, and you need to pump and distribute the water, but it's a good way to save water, it's a good way to save money, and to keep the resources of our planet and the usage of resources to a minimum. So yeah, that's rainwater harvesting. That is Greywater. So yeah, that's rainwater harvesting, that's Greywater, that's Blackwater. And just be cognizant and be constantly thinking, how can we reuse this water? And look into technologies. There's tons of stuff that there's tons of YouTube videos, there's tons of equipment and tons of technology that can be used to reuse water, to harness the energy. Yeah, so that's Blackwater, Greywater, rainwater harvesting. It's a simple idea, but it can save a lot of money, a lot of our precious resources, and it can save a lot of the water that we are often wasting and we could be reusing into our system. It does cost money to set up, yes, but it will save in the long run. So yeah, cool guys, that's it for today. I hope you guys had a good time. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it probed some thinking and it sparked some creativity, and I hope to see some awesome designs from you guys in the future. If you guys have got any questions, you can get them through to me, but otherwise you can just go, YouTube's got everything, go online, everything's there. But I will send links, I will send a page with all the links that I spoke about, and yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed it and can't wait to see your designs. Take care guys.